Well, hello, hello, hello. Good morning, Houston, Texas. We are at the NASA Space Center here. This is one of the live spaceship rocket for us to see how big is it and magnificent it is. It goes into space. So as you enter here, you can see many things. How the rocket is being created, how it's damaged through space, the engineering that it takes to go to space. This is the rusted metal parts. You have time, you can read it all day here. Saving America's treasures. The Saturn V rocket. The Saturn V rocket housed in this big building is one of the 3 surviving vehicles built to launch American astronaut to the moon during the Apollo program in 1960 and early 1970. An endangered historic icon, one of the largest and most significant artifacts in the collections of the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum, and Saturn V has been displayed near the entrance of the NASA's Johnson Space Center since 1977. Over the years, exposed to Houston wildlife and climate with the high humidity, temperature, and ozone concentration, salt air, and chemical pollution caused extensive erosion to the rocket's metal and degradations of other materials. At the year 2000 approach, it became apparent that the Saturn V required significant treatment if it was to survive the 21st century. The preservation efforts in 1999, the National Air and Space Museum applied for a grant through the Save America Treasure Program. The centerpiece of the White House National Millennium Commemoration, the museum received funds through the National Park Service to begin preserving the Saturn V. The goal is to halt its deteriorations and return to its condition matching as closely as possibly the way it would have appeared to launch the pad at the Kennedy Space Center. The museum contracted with the experienced private firm Conservative Solution Incorporated, working with scientists, engineering curators, industry professional, and conservation specialists. The company applied for on an unprecedented scale of an ethic and standards of historic preservation to modern aerospace materials. The project team erected a climate control building to house the rocket, design and execute the testing program to evaluate the effectiveness of cleaning and repairing, treatment, development the data system for recording and retrieving information gathered during the project, and stabilization, and observe the Saturn V to arrest its deterioration and make it suitable for displays. Those who made it possible: major financing contribution including Houston Endowment, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, and Halliburton, along with the contributions of hundreds of individuals has ensured the Saturn V will remain the exit to inform the inspired generation of visitors. Saturn V vehicle is a loan to NASA Johnson Space from the Missouri Institute of National Air and Space. Okay, so that's the history. And here, these are the Apollo 1, Virgil, Gus, Ivan, Commander Lev. This is when they go on practice here. On January 27, 1967, a tragedy struck the Apollo program when the flash fire occurred on the command module 012 during the launch pad test of the Apollo Saturn space vehicle. Begin prepare for the first piloted flights. The AS-204, later named the Apollo 1 mission, 3 astronauts, Lieutenant Colonel Virgil 1 Grimson, a veteran of Mercury and Gemini mission, Lieutenant Colonel Edward H. White, the astronaut who has performed the first United States extravehicular activity during the Gemini program, and Roger B. Chaffee, an astronaut preparing for his first space flight, died in his tragic accident. They all died. May you rest in peace. We are in the risky business, and we hope that if anything happened to us, it will not delay the program, and the conquest of space is worth the risk of life. Virgil, Gus, Ivan, Grimson. Right here. Here's 3 of them here. May you rest in peace and bless us. Right here, this is the Apollo mission. Before the 1967 fire, 3 unnamed Apollo last flight, Apollo 201, 203, 203, occurred after the tragedy. Originally Apollo 204, Apollo spaceship hardship was modified and schedule shifted. Apollo 204 would have been the first manned to test the flight in NASA Apollo in honor to fallen crew memories. NASA designated the next test flight an unmanned Saturn V test Apollo 4. Apollo mission 456, unnamed flight, unmanned. Ah, cool. Mission 1165 here. The Apollo 7 was only manned Apollo mission launched on Saturn rocket. Okay. This is a mission. Apollo 8. Apollo 9.
What are the scripts?
Cái chiếc Apollo 1 á, là 3 người chết. Nó bị nổ. Nó bị cháy nổ chết. Còn đây là những cái sau đó đó là cái thứ 2, thứ 3, thứ 4 rồi đó là cái thứ 4 là unmanned.
Đúng rồi.
Rồi cái tới thứ 7 mới có người lại. Unmanned là không có người lái đó. Này 10 nè. Apollo. So this is all the various Apollo here. Apollos are missions that take you to space. Apollo 11, Apollo 12. These are historians that make it. People, the astronaut that makes it to the moon, make it to outer space. So we go up to the 17, Apollo 17. Here's Apollo 13. (1970). Apollo 14. 1971. Apollo 15, 1971. Apollo 16, 1972. Apollo 17, 1972. Here's the rocket that separated right here. David, come in for pictures. Stand here. Ready? Turn around. Okay, let me do the sideway here. So I see the whole place. Okay. Okay, you hold it and take it for me. It's recording right now. I love the NASA program. One day I'm going to be on space. One day.
What is the last one guy supposed to be looking for?
He's one of them. This is the 1972. The guy went in the 80s, I think. The guy went in 80, 90. I think maybe over this side. Well, let's take a picture here.